Hello, welcome back guys. Today I'm going to be showing you some Mirage smoke. Since I saw, I'm getting more views on my how to do the window jump, which I'm going to redo soon. But yeah, if this goes well, I'll continue with all the other maps. But we're going to start off with T-side smokes. So we're going to start off with that. Start off with CT smoke. So I'm going to show you a few variations of this one. So first off, line yourself up with the fence, and then you want to aim up towards the right of the wall here, sort of where this bit sticks out. I sort of like to line it up there, line the other bit of my crosshair flush with the wall, and then just jump through that one there, and that'll come in. It will leave a gap though over towards here, so a bit of a one-way towards default. Now the only thing with this one that's good is that it blocks off the ticket box, which is always good. Obviously they can still jump up onto ticket. So the other way to do it is you line yourself up in this corner here, and you aim at the grey bit here, just at the bottom of that brick, jump through, and that'll land there. This one's a little bit better, but I mean it does have the gap here. It does give a bit of cover towards the ticket box, but you can still see over it a little bit in the right spots. Now, if you come back here, you aim at the middle dot there, aim at the ledge, the corner, just here, and just jump through. And that'll bounce off there, bounce in there. This one here doesn't give us much of a gap, but obviously, you can jump up on the ticket box and get a pretty easy angle. So obviously keep that in mind when you're doing those CT smokes, and if you can find a perfect one, let me know, because that would be fantastic. Now next smoke here is got to be the stair smoke. So you come into this corner here, line yourself up, and now aim in the middle between this building and the pole. Just make sure you're under the dots. I normally like to go a little bit under and just throw that, left click through, and that'll bounce across and land there nicely. Now, reason why you don't go higher than the dots, I used to most of the time aim at the dots, but if you go a little bit too high, obviously you risk hitting that or hitting the top. But also, if I can get an example here of it stuffing up, basically it cannot make the bounce towards stairs, which will allow it to go into sandwich like that, which obviously you don't want. So just make sure you're under the dots and you should be fine. Now the next smoke that we're going to do is a jungle smoke. So you just come to these windows here, go into the middle pillar, aim to the left of the it would be a triangle if it was finished off, but just aim a little bit to the left of it, just like that, and that'll bounce off stairs, bounce off the back wall there, and it'll smoke off jungle there for you. Now make sure obviously to molly off that, just so they can't push through the smoke, or just be wary of it. Now the next smoke I'll show you is a connector smoke. So you just come here into this wall here, and then basically you want to go find the middle pole of the fence that is in between the two planks of wood, in between the last one there to the right, and you just want to aim just a bit above the opening, just like that, and just jump through. You might need to go to the left a little bit, and as you can see I've stuffed that up, so that means I went too far to the left, so just need to adjust that and go to the right a little bit more, and then just jump through, and that'll come over nicely, bounce off, and it'll land in front of connector. Now with this one here, it lands a little bit shallow, not really in it, so there is that place that you can look over a little bit. So another lineup that you can try fiddle around with, which I haven't made proper yet, is finding this plank of wood, coming above it, where basically making it meet this arch, and just like that, and then click through, just jump through, and it'll come over, bounce off the back there, and it'll land a little bit closer to connector. I like that one a little bit better. It's just that lineup isn't as consistent at the moment, but those are the T-side nades. Now CT side, this can be used for retaking or just smoking off A main and palace at the start of the round. If maybe you're not the A player but you want them to be able to have an extra smoke. The first lineup you can do is you come into this corner here and you just want to put your pin, the circle bit, so it's covering half of this shadow spot there. So just like that, and then just jump through, and that'll bounce nicely into A main there. Always a lovely smoke there. Now another way you can do that is you come into this corner here, and what you want to do is you want to aim at the light with the edge of your pin, and then you want to go to the right and use your finger so it's flush along the curve, just like shown, just like that. And you want to jump through, and what that'll do is it will smoke off A main for you. Now from the same position you can smoke off palace. All you gotta do is aim at the top left of this window, jump through, and that will give you a nice little palace smoke there. Now another way you can smoke off palace and A main is from here. So A main, basically you want to put your pin at the top of this, just like that, just the top of this wall, and then you want to come down with your middle finger. You want it to be flush along these grey bits coming across, so just like this, sort of more visually. You just gotta understand that, just like that, and then just jump through, and that'll smoke off A main. There we are. And then from the same position you can smoke off palace by aiming at the top right of this window. Which is nice there. Now also smoking off default, and I mean I guess this can be used for like a retake. You know, obviously you want them to think that you could potentially be on the bomb, have it already smoked so you don't have to be exposed, pulling it out so you can keep your gun out, which is always good. What you do is you want to line your finger up with the edge of this window here on this side, and you want to put the edge of your pin on this line here, so just like this. And then you just want to jump through. That'll go nice and high into the sky, bounce off there, and it'll land nicely in default. But those are the retake smokes for A. Now one thing as well, if you're mollying PAL from con, like just aim at the wood there. If you just don't move, that'll molly under PAL, and if you just step, that'll molly, and you step a little bit more, my bad, and that will molly palace. So fun little tip, I guess. Now we're gonna go to middle. We're gonna start off from the T side here. So first off, we're going to start off with a window smoke. So you come from here, from the edge of this, and you want to find this dot, and you aim at the top right of this wood, and then you want to tap W and jump through. And as you can see that I did not jump through, so that's why it did not work. And while we wait for that smoke to dissipate, we're going to show you another window smoke. So you aim at this dot here and move forward a little bit, and you basically want to run until you feel the step, and when you feel the step, that is when you're going to jump through, just like that, and that will land nicely in the window. As you can see, I missed that. I let it go a little bit too early. So just wait till you feel that step, then do it. That'll land nicely in the window there. Now we'll try this one again. This one I'm not too practiced on, so do excuse me if I miss it. Okay, we've done the same thing. Okay, apparently we're not jump wrong. We'll forget about that one for now. But basically what you can do is you can smoke top mid, and just aim at the top of this antenna to the right. And that will smoke off top mid for you, just like so. Now, when you've got top mid, like obviously if you want to go up cat, you know, that smoke will dissipate probably by the time you get to about here, depending, like, unless you're real fast up. So you might need to re-smoke window, so you just center yourself with this antenna, aim at the top of the building, you want to run forward and you want to throw when you hit that bump. So just like this. And as you can see there, I threw it too early, I didn't hit the bump yet. So just like this, hit the bump, and that'll go nicely into the window. Now another one is aiming here, aim at this white mark here, or it's not really white, but just jump through that and that will smoke off short for you. Now obviously they can play at the front of the smoke, so be aware of that, but if you're going to be coming up anyway, you're probably going to be mollying bricks anyway, because CTs really do like to push through this smoke, maybe with a smoke here of their own, so they can come out, be protected, take these angles, watch unders, you know, they can even come up on the box. So be wary of that. Now we're going to try this again. If this doesn't hit, that'll suck, but we'll try it again. Okay, whatever. We'll forget about that one. So if you come into this corner, you can also smoke off top mid as well by doing that. Nice little top mid smoke. And now to smoke off connector from top mid as well, what you want to do is you want to crouch down, you want to get your pin, you want to put it in the edge of the corner of the barrel, just like shown. Stand up, and then just left click through it, and that will smoke off connector. Now, I know it's a little bit different with my view model. I know most, I think for this lineup, you normally aim here with your pin, but that one does not work for me with my view model. So if someone can help me find out what my view model is, I'll pin it in the comments just so it's a little bit more accessible. But now we'll go to the CT side. Nades full middle. So you come into this corner, you want to aim at the top of this building here, or just at the wire, like I normally just go across here, and basically you want to walk until you hit this, and then you want to jump through. So just like this, and then jump through, and that will smoke off top middle. Now it's a little bit off, normally it lands more there. Try that again. But obviously, like with these smokes, like I'm on a 128 tick server, so if you're practicing for 64 tick, if you're going to be doing them in matchmaking, be sure to fiddle around with them in an offline server that's 64 tick. Vice versa as well, you should always be practicing these smokes, fiddling them out. You know, obviously with this you want to have a molly here because they can push around that, but got to take that into consideration. Make sure to practice these smokes for yourself, get them right. Obviously if you're a short player, you can throw this smoke here, as I said before, get up on this box, watch unders. There's a lot of things that you can do from there, and obviously, you know, it will make the tees potentially have to use a molly or a smoke to get you out anyway, and they're probably going to do that anyway if they want to be coming past this point. But those are the mid smokes and stuff. Now we're going to come to B. I'm going to show you some B stuff. As you come into this corner, we're going to smoke off default. See the top of this roof, we want to go a little bit to the left of it, just like that, and left click through, and that will smoke off a default for you. Nice little bounce there, goes in there nicely. Now the next smoke is going to be for a window. Come here, aim at the top of this building and just jump through, and that will come over, land nicely in the window for you, as you can see. And obviously, you know, if you're coming out apps, you might want to pair this up with a molly just banked off the wall there, because obviously as a CT, you know, potentially they're going to be pushing this, and you want them to be pushing straight into a molly if possible. Now another smoke is going to be for left arch. basically what you want to do is you line, well this is get right actually, you line yourself up with this layer and you want to make a line between these. You just want to go above it a little bit. So if this and that were connecting, but you want to aim above that line, a bit to the left just so you don't hit that. And as you can see, you just want to go a little bit more to the left, and that'll bounce up, come back down, and that'll land in there. Now it's not perfect, obviously this can be played around a little bit. Now obviously you want to smoke the other side as well. What you want to do is you come into this little white bit here, and you want to aim at the white here under this bit here. So just in the white, and you just jump through, that'll bank off there and land over on the left side of arch. Now obviously someone can play in the fringe of this smoke, so be wary about that. Now another smoke you can do is you come here, and this is the smoke off window. You come into this corner, and you aim at here, and you want to go all the way up to the wire, and you want to just left click through it, and that will smoke off window. And as you can see, I'm a bit off, need to go a little bit more to the right. And that's why it's important to fiddle around with these smokes, just because otherwise you can potentially get caught off in a game. So right and up, and that should do it. But off a little bit. But I'm gonna keep these in just to show, you know, how you can mess this up and why you should be practicing them. I don't normally play towards the B side of the map, so I'm not very well versed as I am with my A smokes. There we go. And I'll land in the window there. Now this is a way that you can smoke off connector from B apps as well. Go like this, you find this dot, and you just want to jump through, and that'll bank off the wall at the back here. And we hit the roof, so we need to go a little bit more to the left. There we go, that should hit. There we are. And that'll smoke off connector. So we've got, also you can smoke off a bench. Just come here, and you want to aim at the top of like this, just a bit to the left or to the right actually, just to make sure it clears it, and that will smoke off a bench for you. Now obviously with the default smoke that I showed you before can be paired up with this, but the default one can be used to get a quick plant, maybe on an eco round or pistol. Obviously if you're doing it on an eco, they're probably gonna have mollies, so you know, get someone to preemptively smoke their molly just so you can get through fast, get down, get the bomb down. Obviously, you know, high level players will realize this, they'll be spamming, but obviously you can use this for your other players to be able to get around, find these players that are distracted trying to stop the bomb plant. So always take that into consideration. And playing B, you can do this smoke here. You come into this corner, aim here, go a little bit to the left, and this is a bit of a fiddly smoke, but yeah, basically smokes off apps for you. Now one thing as well, like one thing I used to do a lot when that lip was a little bit bigger was, if I hear them coming apps, I'd molly this. You just aim at a little bit under the antenna and just come back a bit. It's sort of a feeling thing, I just haven't done it in a while, but yeah, that just mollies off that. And then you used to be able to aim at the the aircon there, and the flash would bank off this lip and come back. But now you can't really do that. Like, that was cool because you wouldn't be able to blind your teammate when it bounced off it. So maybe a flash like that, so it's behind your teammate, but it's still, you know, going to blind the people coming through apps. Obviously, this is going to be something that you're going to have to communicate with your teammate. It's not as solo-y anymore in the sense that you can't blind your teammates, so you obviously got to take them into consideration. But I'd like to hear people's theories behind like what to do with that now, like how what should be replaced for that flash. But yeah, one thing as well that I don't think many people understand, obviously mollying apps is great because you know you want to stop them pushing, but what's the thing that they're gonna do if the end of apps is mollied and they've got a window to jump out of? They've got a jump out window. So one thing you can do is obviously molly the end of apps, and then your other player, instead of mollying apps, they just molly under the window. And it's just something that I don't see a lot of, and I think, you know, I just want to put it out there because that's a very powerful molly, because you know you're committed to B, alright? You're committed already, and you're like, hey, alright, I can't go that way, I'm gonna come out here, boom 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 boom. And you're already waiting for them to jump out the window, so you're gonna be tagging them in the air, tagging them as they're falling, they're going into a molly. You're going to upgrade your multi-kill potential there, which is obviously fantastic. But yeah, thank you for coming, guys. It's probably a bit shaky. Don't really normally do lots of these videos, but if there's any other smokes that you're interested in, let me know. And you know, maybe I'll make an updated version in the future. But yeah, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.